Today is Saturday, day 27, and my day has pretty much only consisted of my business and my personal development. And my son's with his father this weekend, and Sean's working off in New York, so it's just me and my dogs. So I literally spent probably about 10 hours today working on my personal development and my business. I worked a lot on the business. I kind of threw my regular routine off. Usually I get up in the morning and the first thing I do is the meditation and visualizing and all of that. But I kind of just jumped right into the business. I had a couple of training videos that our team had done that I haven't really gone back into the training since I started. So I went back through there to see, what new things they had, what updates they had. So I went through a few of those videos. And they actually had a video of how to use YouTube editor. So I actually played around with that a little bit and made an ad. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it yet. And I'll get to that part later, but so I made a new ad with that, just playing around. You spend all day on a computer, it's kind of hard to remember what all you did. I know what our team's doing right now is they've kind of got this thing for some of us who are interested in, being coaches and doing calls and stuff like that. They've got kind of like this training system going to where we're able to listen in on some of their coaching calls. So yesterday was a pretty packed day. One of the coaches had like 6 calls in a row. So I was kind of working on the computer and listening to those calls at the same time. And I actually kind of hit a little bit of a rough spot. And I know it was all in my mind, but just listening to some of those calls and listening to them, some of the questions that these new people have of, how it works and the success rate, and listening to the answers from these coaches of, well, if you do this and this consistently and you spend this and this consistently, all these people have gotten all these results and everything. And there were probably a couple of calls that were pretty much just like that. And I let it get to me because I feel like, okay, yeah, I've been consistent since I've started. I've been doing everything that you're saying. I have had ads running continuously. I have never not had an ad going since I've started, even if it's just one ad. I've continually been putting money into this, putting time into this, and I think, sitting there spending my entire day working on this kind of stuff too, and just listening to this, I let it get to me. And I kind of, I sent a message to my coaches to kind of let them know what I was going through and what I was feeling. And, I think one of the main reasons why it hit me is I am three days away from mine and my husband's anniversary. We'll have been married for 2 years in 3 days, and we're not even going to be able to be together to celebrate it because he's working out of state. And my number one main goal since I've started this business is that I want to make enough money to replace his income so that he doesn't have to travel. And every time he goes to a new job, where he's going to be gone for weeks or months or whatever it is, I tell him, this is the last one. This is the last job you're going to have to go to because I'm going to make this business work. I feel like I've said that to him a few times now, and now, I'm in Ohio, and he's off on the other side of New York. He's like 8 hours away, and now, this week our anniversary's coming up, and we're not even going to be able to be together. Like, I just kind of feel like I'm letting him down. Not that he cares, he's not, he doesn't have it in his mind as much as I do that, I am bound and determined. That is my goal. I am bringing him home. I'm making it to where he doesn't have to work. I want him home with me and my son. So that kind of hit a rough spot. And then in 3 weeks, my son is going to be 13 years old. Finally a teenager, even though he's acted like it for the last couple years, but and I wanted to do something really special for him for his birthday. So, like, I've been putting all my extra time and money into this business. Like I know what I need to do. I know what makes it work. So I've been doing that, thinking, all right, I'm going to get these results. I'm going to make these sales. I had huge goals for May. I had the specific amount of sales I was going to make and everything. And, and that would have worked out perfectly because his birthday's in the end of June. And, all he's wanted for the past, year, maybe 2 now. No, for Christmas and for last year for his birthday, he wants a really good gaming computer. My son's a huge gamer. And, I was bound and determined, all right, I'm going to, make all these sales and everything, and it's going to be no problem. Like, it's kind of an expensive computer, but it won't matter because I'm going to have the money. Well, his birthday's in 3 weeks now, and I'm still haven't made any of the sales that I hoped to make in May. So between the combination of, not having my husband home for our anniversary, not being able to do what I want for my son's big, teenage birthday, like, it was really rough. Last night, I spent the whole day being productive and everything, and then I got into that slump last night. But, and this part can kind of go for Shell. Like, I hit that huge slump. Like, I just, all I wanted to do was sit here and cry. But instead, I messaged my coach. I let them know what was going on and where I felt like I needed help, and also to ask, what else do I need to do, because I don't know what else I need to do, because I feel like I'm doing everything right. But I also decided that, okay, I'm done listening to the coaching calls for the evening. There was one more left, and I'm not even going to listen to it because I'm just not in the right place anymore. So what I decided to do was I went right into a meditation. I hadn't done any of my stuff for the day yet, so I went right into my meditation after that. I went into visualizing, and I have, when you talk about your why and your why being big enough, I have right here on my computer, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, I have right there on my computer a picture of me and my family and a picture of an RV. Because that is one of my big goals that I want to be able to do. I want to be able to have us go traveling, in the summer when my son's not in school, and just go traveling and camping and all of that. So I leave that picture sit there on my computer, and I use that as part of my visualizations, because that is one of the big things I want to be able to do with my family. I want us to be able to take trips. I want us to be able to create memories and spend time together, and that's one of the big things that I want too. So, I did my meditation. I visualized with that for a while. And I actually found, and it was actually at work a couple weeks ago when I was having a really stressful day, and I Googled around a little bit. I found this little audio clip that I listened to. It's got, it's called 400 Powerful Affirmations. And it's about 15 minutes long. So I actually sat there and listened to that. And, by the time I got done with my meditating, my visualizing, my affirmations, looking at my picture of, I call that my perfect day, it was a total change in the mind. I felt so much better, reminding myself, why I'm doing this and that I'm going to keep pushing on. And then I decided to go read a little. And, I came across a part in the book that it was exactly what I needed to hear at that moment. It talked about, it used an example of a pump well, and it's got, you know, the little picture of it there. And it talked about how, you know, when people first start that well, they put so much effort into it, pumping and pumping and pumping, and nothing's coming out, and they have to keep doing it and keep doing it. And then once finally something comes out, it's just a tiny little bit. But you keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, and then all of a sudden the water just starts flowing. And all you have to do is just do consistent little pumps, and that water just keeps flowing. You don't have to work as hard anymore, but you have to be consistent with it, and it will keep going. Then it talked about, but once you stop, all that water goes away again, and you know, you decide to just take a day break or whatever, go back to it. You gotta start all over again, pumping super hard, putting all that time and energy and effort and everything into it. And so basically, it just talked about being consistent and doing everything every day. You may not see the results right away. When you start to see results, they may not be the results you're looking for, but just being consistent and continuing to do it no matter what. And that was kind of perfect for me for the day, because that's where I had my little breakdown of, I'm doing everything, why is it not working? Well, it is working. It's just not working as fast as I want it to. And patience has never been a strong suit of mine, so that's probably why the universe is doing this. You know, that's one of the things that I have needed the biggest practice with my entire life. So, you know, I am determined to continue doing this. It will work. I know it will. Some people it works faster, some people it works slower. And I just know that I will get there eventually, as long as I am consistently doing all these things that I know I need to be doing. So that was a lot longer than I usually do, but I kind of wanted to just share my day with you guys and all my productivity, but then my little breakdown struggle point. But everybody has them. We're all human. You know, it's what you decide to do with it. It's if you decide to sit there and just cry the rest of the night and do nothing, or if you're going to do something about it. You know, I knew my mind wasn't in the right place. I knew I needed to change that and do something to get it back. And, you know, so that's what I did. I know what I need to do, and I just need to keep doing it, and I need to trust in the system. And, you know, my coach did already email me back with a little plan for us to work on, and you know, in 30 days, he wants me to get him some specific things. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to shoot for really making this work. And I think that's it. I think that's long enough. So I hope you guys have a great night.